Hi guys, the first wrist mobility exercise we're going to do is just wrist rolls. So you're gonna clasp the hands together and you're gonna make a big circle with your hands, kind of tracing the radius of the circle with your knuckles. Can be slow, and you wanna make sure you stay out of any painful ranges. So if you feel pain, back up a little bit from that range and continue the circle. You're gonna go 30 seconds this way, and then you'll reverse the direction for 30 seconds, keeping the hands together throughout.
All right, second wrist mobility movement is going to be waves. So we're gonna start by interlocking our fingers. We're gonna get our elbows pretty even with each other, across from each other. And we're gonna start with the right side for 30 seconds and then the left side for 30 seconds. So I'll start with the right. You're gonna bring the elbow up. When you start to bring the elbow up, you can kind of see the wrist starting to go up towards the ceiling. Once I feel that, I'm gonna let the wave kind of go through the hands and then recreate that shape on this side until I'm back to neutral. And then I'll start to do it again. And then the opposite direction, all the way up. There's gonna be one side that's harder. This is my left side, so if you wanna spend a little extra time doing it on that side, go for it.
The next one, you're gonna go ahead and lock the hands again, and the thumbs are gonna press against each other. And we're gonna turn the back of the hand straight up to the ceiling. The thumbs are gonna come into the sternum, and we're gonna push the hands away from us without letting the fingers come apart as far as your body wants to let them, and come back in. Thinking of our wrists being the furthest point away from us before we need to come back in.
It's going to be the magnetic wrist, so you're gonna bring your wrists all the way together. Try to keep the body or the arms together when you're doing this, and then you're gonna go ahead and have the thumbs roll through first. And then you're just gonna create the rotation of the hand. And then by the time you get to about this point where your hands are pretty much even with each other, that's when the elbows are extended to their fullest. And then you're gonna roll the back of the knuckles to each other. And you're gonna bend the wrist, bring it back to you, and then recreate it by just rolling the hands back to the starting position. And then you'll do it all over again. You're gonna go in one direction for 30 seconds. And then we'll go the opposite direction for 30 seconds.
It's just going to be a light stretch on the ground. So the first one, we're going to be stretching this motion. So you have a couple options. You can place it on the ground this way and lean to get a stretch, or we can turn the fingers towards us and create the stretch this way. What you want to focus on is keeping the fingers straight though. So if you're stretching and they start to curl up like that, you want to back out of the stretch a little bit. So we want nice flat fingers and a good stretch for 30 seconds here. From here, we'll go ahead and turn the hands over and go the other direction. So same rules apply. If you're stretching and those fingers start to move and react, back out of the stretch a little bit.
All right, you guys, last thing to do for these wrist mobility exercises, we're gonna peel the fingers up off the ground. So we're gonna place the hand on the ground. We're gonna do this one at a time, obviously. You're gonna go ahead and sprawl the fingers out. Get good torque on the wrist, not too much, just a happy amount where you feel the stretch. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with the pinky. And we're gonna lift the pinky as high, as comfortable as possible. You don't have to go too far. And we're gonna hold it for about 10 seconds. Okay, so really grab the finger where it feels sturdy. You don't wanna grab at the very end and then you hyperextend the middle of the finger. Try to grab the first knuckle and come up. And then we're gonna go ahead and do this one for 10 seconds. And then you'll just work your way down the fingers for 10 seconds. And then once you're done with that, for the thumb, you want to kind of grab under the pad of the thumb and then go ahead and peel it back. Got a little pop there. And we're just gonna do that for 10 seconds and then you set it down. Try not to extend the thumb this way, okay? Once you're done with that, flip over to the other hand and you're golden. Enjoy. All right, you guys, this is the last piece for our wrist mobility. It involves voodoo floss, so if you have it, you can join us on this one. And we're going to get an opening in the forearm area with this, possibly the bottom of the elbow on Kelsey. That way we get some good blood flow through that area of the arm, and then in turn it helps the wrist recover and create better blood flow to that area. So what we are going to do, you will you can do this on yourself or you can do it on somebody else. I'm going to do it on Kelsey. You want your arm to try to be extended if you can. If you do it on yourself, it might not be able to be extended, but that's okay. A bent elbow is okay. So then you're going to go ahead and you're going to take the voodoo floss into the voodoo floss. And now we're going to go ahead and wrap just underneath. I always think about cradling the arm right below the elbow. And then you're going to roll in or away from the elbow. So external rotation. So it should want to pull your thumb back is what the feel should feel like on that part. So then you're going to go through and continue to wrap. And again, this is to your preference on voodoo flossing. As far as pressure, ask the person and see what they like. Kelsey likes pretty aggressive pressure, so we try to load her forearm up as much as possible. If I have enough, I go back up to the top. If you have extra down there and you just want to kind of let it hang out, you can do that too. And then you got to figure out how to put it inside the floss before their arm falls asleep. All right, so now we got a good sturdy amount of pressure throughout the arm. And now she's going to go ahead and just get some good wrist rolls with a closed fist, and you'll feel some good tension in that forearm, which won't allow your wrist to get as much range as you want it to. So only go to what you can do. If you want to continue to stay in one spot, you can do that. You can also open the arm and pull the fingers back. That also works as well. You can do this stretch on the ground too with the kind of how we did it in this video earlier. And that's about it. Yeah, once you're done, you take it all off as quick as you can so their hand doesn't fall asleep. And then there you go. So now you'll feel instant blood flow through there, little tinglies in the fingers, and that should help with recovery and keeping that wrist healthy. All right, thanks guys. See you later.